Okay, hello. We are starting this vlog on the balcony because the weather is nice, although the sun was shining just like 3 seconds ago, but it's fine. This is going to be like a weekly vlog, but with a theme. So this week I am participating in Weekend-ween, so it's like a horror-themed, Halloween-themed readathon that it's set in the summer. It technically started yesterday, but I was busy. I work a 9-to-5 job. And after work I had an appointment, and also I was wrapping up another vlog, like historical fiction reading vlog.
Oh, hello there. Perfect.
My cat is here. Oh, and there's sun. Okay, so the book that I was finishing up yesterday was The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters, and while it is historical fiction, it's also horror, so technically it could fit into this vlog, but yeah, it's in another vlog. And yesterday you might have seen that I started You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Larocca, but I didn't get much into it because I was tired, so I fell asleep. But I'm pretty sure I can finish it today because it's a novella. So far, my first impression is that the writing style is interesting. I feel like normally I don't like this kind of flowery writing style, but I feel like maybe with horror it doesn't bother me that much, because like you have this beautiful language, but also like horrific things that the main character is describing, and I like that. So far I think I'm liking it, but I know that Larocca is a very divisive author, and this book has pretty low rating. A lot of his books have pretty low ratings, so I will tell you more either after I finish it or if I get a bit farther into it. So let's talk my TBR. I have one classic, because even if it's horror I need to fit like one classic into my TBR. Picnic at Hanging Rock by Joan Lindsay. I think it's about like some girls in Australia. Yeah, some young girls in Australia go to a picnic and one disappears, or some of them disappear. And I know it is categorized as horror, so it could be fun or not, I don't know. I'll put on the screen a little thing that I did on Canvas with my TBR. Those are just like the possibilities of what I can read during this readathon. What I definitely want to get to is Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne and Valente, and All's Well by Awad. Other than that, we'll kind of see how I feel. And one disclaimer, I feel like I'm still very new to the horror genre, so if I feel like I don't like something, I'm not going to be afraid to DNF, you know? Like, I'm trying to find my footing, find what I like in horror, and you know, some books will not work for me, and that's fine. I feel like there's no point torturing myself. Okay, I think that's all. Also, I need to cut my bangs. They're very long. I have to cut them like every 2 weeks. That's so annoying. So sorry about the state of them. Did I tell you that it's Saturday? It's Saturday. So I have today and tomorrow all to myself. Hopefully a lot of reading will be done because I do have a job, so during the week it might be a bit tricky to get some reading done. Okay, hi. So the sprints are still happening, but as you can tell, I changed. I took a bath in my pajamas. And I have been reading You've Lost a Lot of Blood, and I have to say I'm really enjoying it. This is a surprise because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought this would be the book that I would DNF, but so far so good. Can I tell you anything about the plot? Not really. Like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm enjoying the ride. That's the vibe. It's kind of a story within the story. Like, first we get this like editor's note telling us, hey, this is like the material that I have collected from those two people who have now disappeared, I think, like this gay couple. And one of those guys has written like a novella, and this editor is telling you like, I've put the novella in here and some of his poems, but throughout we have also some other information about those two guys because they did something horrific. We don't know the details, but we get some transcripts. Yeah, it's like a story within a story within a story, and because we have so much variety, it just keeps me engaged, keeps me intrigued. So I should jump back into the reading sprints, I think. Here's Gabby. Here's the thing, do you want to hear something insane? It might not sound good, like it might make me look bad, but I'm gonna tell you. So when it comes to reading sprints or like overall YouTube lives, I find them really hard to watch because I'm so used to watching YouTube videos on like 1.5 speed. So whenever someone is live, I just find it so... everything is so slow. I swear to God, like, they're talking and to me it sounds like, okay, I see we have a lot of people here. Like, it sounds like this to me and I go insane. So when it comes to like reading sprints, I tend to like, whenever there's a break between reading sprints, I stop and like do some other stuff. Like right now I took a bath and then I watch the little break where the hosts like talk on like 1.5 or 2 times speed. Yeah, that's just something I do. I'm pretty sure y'all are judging me. Also, my therapist has suggested to me before that I might have ADHD. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're back to the sprint, so I will finish the novella today. Day I finished You've Lost a Lot of Blood last night. I have to get ready very quickly, so sorry. I might sound like I'm in a rush, that's because I am, but still I will not forget to put on sunscreen. Children, remember to wear sunscreen. Okay, well, first let me tell you why I'm in a rush, I guess. Hope you can hear me. So, I was going to meet up with my friend at 3 p.m. to go to this like cafe slash pastry shop because they're very popular with something called bilberry buns, I think. It's like a bilberry, I think it's called bilberry. It's like a berry that's specific to like Eastern European countries, and it's in season right now. And supposedly this cafe has like one of the best bilberry muffins. I'm going to call them berry muffins in Warsaw, and they have an option. So like bilberry, not muffins. What was I saying? Muffins? It's a bun. So basically it's like a bun. I don't know what to call the thing that's like on top of it, but I will Google it when I edit this video. Inside it has like those berries, and this coffee shop has also an option with like, aside from berries, you have something like custard cream, and it looks divine. But I followed that place on Instagram and there's constantly a queue there, and my friend and I, we thought that the second batch would come out at 3 p.m. because that's when it was ready yesterday, but there is an update on Instagram that actually it's going to be up for sale at 2 p.m. and currently it's 2 p.m. So I'm very late. I think my friend, oh no, I think my friend might be there earlier, but yeah, that's where I'm going. Oh no, this is too light. Okay, this will do, I guess. God, I have foundation all over my skirt! Okay, You Lost a Lot of Blood. I really enjoyed it. I thought it would be a 5-star, to be quite honest, but when it comes to the second part, the second half of the book, I felt like it wasn't as good as the first half, but I'm only speaking about the story within the story. So basically the story within the story was about this girl and her brother, and the girl was going to this like place to design this game. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything else, but I really liked the story, but the second half of it just needed some more work. It felt like a draft. There were some typos even, so really needed some more work, a little bit more editing. But overall, if the second half of that story was as good as the first half, I would give this book 5 stars. But unfortunately, I was a bit disappointed, so I'm going to give it 4 stars, which is still really good, and I definitely would like to read some more things. I definitely would like to read some more things from this author. Also, I guess because of the cover, I thought it would be more like gruesome, but it wasn't. It was pretty easy to stomach. Yeah, that's all. Okay, I need to very quickly get ready, so I'm going to do it off camera. If we do obtain the buns, I will show you, but I don't know. I don't think we will. I bet the queue is already huge. Okay, bye. Okay, I am almost done with my makeup, but I thought about something that I haven't mentioned before when it comes to You've Lost a Lot of Blood. Some people I've seen in the reviews, they were saying that the writing was very pretentious, and I see where they're coming from, but I do think it was a choice because only some parts were pretentious, and I think those parts were written like this because the character narrating those parts was pretentious. And yeah, I liked it. It was pretentious, but like it was a choice, and that character would reference a lot of like art, like paintings, stuff like that, and it was interesting. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be a book for everyone. It doesn't have a very high rating, but it's very short, so you might as well give it a shot if you're interested. Okay, I did not have time to do my hair, so this is the look. You know, if you have bangs, you know, it's a whole fucking ordeal, and there's no time. Okay, let's go, let's get those buns. Okay, hi, it is the evening and I'm making my dinner. If you're curious about the buns, we did get them and they were very tasty. I am making like a creamy mushroom pasta, so I will be chopping some mushrooms and an onion while I give you this update. This looks threatening. Okay, sorry. So, I started reading Picnic at Hanging Rock. And I have to say, the first chapter was rough. In the first chapter, there's a lot of descriptions of like surroundings and like nature. It is set in the 1900s in Australia. So yeah, a lot of descriptions of nature and of people's clothing, and there were just a lot of words that I didn't know. I might give you some examples later because, yeah, I underlined some words. Maybe you know them. I mean, English isn't my first language, but yeah, I feel like there are some words, especially about like wardrobe, that were very kind of time period specific, you know what I mean? Like, I know what a masculine is, but there were some other words there. So the first chapter was rough. But like, it's not like I'm not liking it, it's just hard to get through. Also, I do know that this book has some adaptations. I know there's like one from 1975. I think that's the most popular one. And one from 2018, I think. So there's a more recent one. I haven't watched any of them. At first I was thinking maybe I should watch it during this vlog, but I don't really love watching adaptations of books right after I finish the book, because I'm way too critical because the book is still fresh in my mind and I keep comparing it like, oh, this is the scene that wasn't included in the movie or series. So I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I was thinking about starting Yellow Jackets because I think it has some horror elements. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have enough time. Like, there's not enough hours in the day. I need to read, I need to edit, I need to go to work. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, I might start some other book today, some audiobook. Maybe All's Well by Awad. But yeah, we'll see. I think that's it. I think that's all of the updates. Also, I know my hair looks ridiculous, so I'm going to cut my bangs today, but because my hair grows so quickly, it's kind of annoying how frequently I have to cut my bangs. So I think I'm going to cut them a little bit more this time. So if you see me with my bangs looking like this, just ignore it. Okay, I think that's all. I'll update you tomorrow. Okay, hello, it is late in the evening on day 4, it is Monday. I cut my bangs. I feel like they're not as short as I thought they would be, but I felt like if I cut more, I would have looked ridiculous, so I think they look fine. So, updates. I haven't finished anything today or yesterday. Yeah, I'm still reading, where is it? I'm going to put it on the screen, Picnic at Hanging Rock, and it's going slowly. I think I'm like a third into it. Yeah, it's such a short novel. It's like, I'm not sure if it's even like 200 pages, maybe like 180 pages long, but I don't know, the writing style is quite descriptive. I also feel like there's too many characters. And basically the story is set in Australia in the year 1900, and young girls from this college go to this place called Hanging Rock for a picnic, and 3 girls and a governess disappear. And I really like the scene where they disappear. It was very kind of ominous and weird and unsettling. But like, aside from that one scene, I'm not sure if there's going to be any horror. Maybe at the very end, but so far it doesn't sound very scary. But yeah, I am going to finish it. I also started All's Well by Awad. I have read Bunny by Awad. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine, but not amazing. And with this one, I've decided to read it because the premise really intrigued me, because it's about this assistant professor at a university, and she's a theater professor and she's putting out a play All's Well, but her students don't really want to do this play. I think they want to do Macbeth, and she is not doing so well. She's dealing with chronic pain, very severe chronic pain, and I think she's like addicted to pills and she's struggling. And I think the kind of turning point of the novel is when she meets those 3 guys at the bar, and I'm just wondering, I'm still at the very beginning, maybe like 20% into it. Do the 3 guys she meets at the bar, I'm not sure if they're real, but are they like, is this like a reference to Macbeth, to like the 3 witches in Macbeth? I feel like since we have this like Shakespearean theme, it might be the case. So here's the thing. I feel like a lot of what I'm saying sounds like something I would like, because I do like Shakespeare. I like reading plays, I like theater, and I really value this like chronic pain representation. I read a lot of books about like disability studies, stuff like that. But if you have been on this channel for some time, you might know that I hate magical realism. And I was really hoping we would lean more towards horror, but I think Gabby actually in her review, I read her review today, Gabby, the host of this readathon, Summerween, she said that this leans more towards dark magical realism rather than horror, and I'm already seeing it a little bit. And I don't know, I kind of want to DNF it, but I like what she's saying about living with chronic pain. I just listened to this scene when she's doing physical therapy, and I personally have done so much physical therapy in my life, and I just really like this scene, but I know that it's going to get weird like in the second half, and I think it's going to definitely lean towards magical realism. And since I know that I just don't like it, I'm just like, should I continue, or like what's the point if I know that in the end I'm going to be disappointed, or like I'm going to like actively dislike it. I think I'm going to listen to like a chapter or two more just to read more from her perspective as a person with chronic pain, and I just like all the other stuff, but the magical realism, I can't. That's something in books that just infuriates me and I cannot get on board. So we'll see. I will probably DNF it, but I'm going to get a bit farther into the book. That's the update. Let's see how I'm doing when it comes to the prompts. There's one prompt that I'm not sure if I'm going to fulfill. Okay, so prompts. Prompt number 1, read the book in the dark. I feel like I've already done it because I was reading You've Lost a Lot of Blood as an ebook, and I have read a big chunk of it during the night without the lights on. So I'm gonna say this prompt is done. Number 2, read a thriller. This is the one I'm not sure if I'm going to get to. I was going to read Wrong Place, Wrong Time, I think that's what it's called. Because overall I don't read thrillers, but this one has this like time traveling trope. But now I'm just not so sure if I'm in the mood to read a thriller at all. So we'll see. Read a book that takes place in the fall. That's kind of hard because I feel like most of the time you don't know when a book is set unless you've read it, you know? Obviously there are some books that have like heavy like seasonal vibes, like autumn vibes, summer vibes, stuff like that, but I don't know, maybe Oswell is set in the fall because like academic semester starts in the fall. Actually I think in the US it starts in the summer. I'll figure it out. Read a book with orange or black on the cover. So that prompt was supposed to be fulfilled by the thriller book Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I really want to get to Comfort Me with Apples, but I think it doesn't have an orange cover, it's more of a yellowish color. If we can count Picnic at Hanging Rock as a black cover, not the one that I have, but the other one, the Penguin Classics one. Maybe I can fulfill this prompt like that. And 5, read a manga, graphic novel, or a novella. So that one's done because You've Lost a Lot of Blood was a novella. And also Comfort Me with Apples is also a novella, but yeah. So, I mean, to be honest, if I don't like fulfill those prompts, it's not the end of the world. So bottom line is, I just want to read some horror books in the summer, / some spooky books in the summer, and I feel like that's the core of Summerween. So I feel like if I read horror, I'm participating, I'm doing the thing. Okay, so tomorrow I'm working from the office, so we'll see how much reading we'll get done. Bye. Hi, much to update you on. Well, not much reading-wise, but it is day 6 of Summerween, and yesterday I didn't update you at all, and there's like almost no footage. There's like a little clip from yesterday where I like read before bed, but like I only managed to read like 1 chapter, and I was just so tired after work, so I just passed out. So it is day 6 in the evening, and I finished... oh, I don't have it with me. Hold on. I finished Picnic at Hanging Rock. This was an interesting experience. The further I got, the easier it was to get through this book. I guess in the beginning we just had a lot of descriptions of like nature and surroundings and like what people looked like to like, you know, as a setup for the story, so we know what everything looks like. But overall, I'm just going to tell you that I think I'm going to give it 3 stars because I found that there were just too many characters and the story felt very kind of unfocused, in my opinion. Basically, the premise of this book, or like the disappearance of those girls, happens at the very beginning of the book, and most of this book is about the aftermath of that. So we just follow like people from the school that were from teachers, students, and also like 2 other guys who were at the Hanging Rock at the time of the disappearance. Some other people, like there's just too many characters, and I found myself asking like, why should I care? But at the same time, the parts that were kind of more eerie and like unsettling, there were a few parts after the disappearance like that. Not many, but a few. Those were the parts that I enjoyed the most. So I wished we leaned into the horror a bit more. And yeah, just it's a 3 star. Don't love it, don't hate it. There's that. When it comes to All's Well by Awad, I got like 35% into it. I'm listening to it on audiobook. And yeah, I'm going to DNF it. Everything I said before stands. I like all the parts aside from the magical realism and like the weirdness of it all. I feel like it's leaning more towards magical realism rather than horror, and that's just not something I enjoy. I've read reviews saying that the second part got like really weird, and therefore I just know that I'm not going to enjoy it. So like, why torture myself? Today I'm deciding to love myself, and I'm DNFing this book. So we have 1 more day of Weekend Ween, and the last book that I would like to read during this readathon is Comfort Me with Apples. I have it on ebook, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I can finish it tomorrow, or like start it today and finish it tomorrow. It's a novella, so it's not very long. I can do that. This is easy. Like I've done 24-hour readathons where I read those kind of novellas in like 1 sitting. It's fine. I can do it. Is that all? I think so. My life is very boring. Like I really wished I could show you some like beside footage of me like enjoying life, going out. But aside from me going to that like cafe during the weekend, nothing happens in my life. So, see you tomorrow. Okay, hello, it is 6 p.m. after work. I finished a bit later than I anticipated, but there's still like 6 hours of the day left. So I'm going to go to a coffee shop and read Comfort Me with Apples. Let's go. It always feels like I'm doing like an interrogation every time I do this. But yeah, my lamp, it doesn't stay like that. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna be close to you so you can see me. So, I started reading Comfort Me with Apples at the coffee shop and finished it at home. And you saw my reaction to the ending, and yeah, I really don't have many thoughts. It was just, I finished it and it was just okay. So, Comfort Me with Apples. Let me tell you the premise first. Comfort Me with Apples, without saying too much, because it is a novella, it's only 100 pages long. It's about Sophia, who lives in this perfect neighborhood. The first half definitely gives off the vibes of Don't Worry Darling. And yeah, she has a husband who goes to work, and she stays at her house, you know, cooking, cleaning, making everything perfect, sometimes meeting with her friends from the neighborhood. And there are some rules in the neighborhood that she has to strictly abide to. Is that the phrase? There are rules that she has to follow. And yeah, everything's perfect, right? And people keep asking her, like, are you happy? And she is supposed to be happy because everything's perfect, but is it? I have no thoughts. I can't tell you anything about the plot, but can I tell you that this is a retelling of some sort? And I quite enjoyed the first half. I liked, you know, reading those little like unsettling things that she discovers and like wondering what's really going on. But the second I kind of started putting things together and realizing what this story was about, I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't like dislike the ending. I don't necessarily hate what the author was trying to say, but it was just fine. It was just nothing revolutionary. So I'm going to give 3 stars, you know. I'm not like angry that I read it. I read it so quickly, you know. It might be your thing because I've seen quite a lot of people really enjoying it and really enjoying what this book has to say, but I just don't think this is anything fresh. I don't think it's anything exciting, anything really thought-provoking. Yeah, it's just fine. I don't disagree, or like I'm not angry with what the author decided to go for. But yeah, overall, let's wrap up this weekend, no, it's not weekend, let's wrap up this Summerween vlog. I have to say, I figured out something about myself, and it's quite surprising because I actually feel like I wasn't unsettled enough with the book that I've read, and I would like to read some more horror that I don't even know what I want. I was going to say more horror that's more gruesome. I don't know, but like, I want to be scared more. I wasn't scared reading any of those books, I don't think. So, turns out I'm not a wuss and I can read scary books because none of the books were like scary enough for me. So now I know, and I will look for some other books that might be more unsettling. All in all, we started off strong. I really enjoyed You've Lost a Lot of Blood. I think this author actually came out with a new book recently. I'm not sure if I want to read... what is this other book that this author published? Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. I'm not sure about that one. I know it's mostly written like in email format, like through emails, and I'm not sure if I'm going to love that, but maybe. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Eric Larocca's book was the one that I enjoyed the most, because I actually thought I would DNF it. So there's quite a lot of things that I've learned about myself as a reader. That's good. So that's everything for this vlog. If you have any horror recommendations for me, leave them in the comments, like, subscribe. I'm sorry, I'm awkward. I don't know how to do this. Okay, bye. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next video.